Hey, ho everybody! Here we go. Video number 2 of week 1. For March is National Craft Month. Okay, remember, every week in March I am hoping that I am going to remember to post a video every day going over crafting. The first week we are going to talk about knitting. So I've got my knitting needles all sized up here, all put together. Because remember, I like to use circular needles. You do not need to use the long needles if you don't want to, what they call straights. I prefer the circulars because I have a tendency of catching the straights on things and pulling them out of my work. In this way, I can kind of keep things bundled in. So first, let's talk about yarn. Remember, I told you needed a size 4 100% cotton yarn. This is Peaches and Cream. My daughter just picked it up for me at Walmart for, how much was it? $9.97. About $10. Okay, so let's take a look at the wrapper. And trying to get my camera that has a better lens on it so I can actually see what I'm doing here. Okay, so over here you get how many yards it is, how many ounces it is in the skein, or in this case the cone. You can see that's a 4-ply cotton. Okay, it's worsted weight. See, worsted, 4-ply. Actually, it's a worsted cotton. Worsted is a treatment. All right. Then you get the name. And then you get all this information over here. Now, this information over here tells you the weight of the yarn, which you can see is a 4. At least I'm hoping you can see it's a 4. And then it gives you the knit with the cross knitting needles, the knitting size. Okay, and this is for a 4 by 4 inch or 20 centimeter or 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters square. You should get 20 stitches wide and 26 rows high. All right. And that's if you use a US 7 or a 4.5 millimeter set of needles. Okay, if you're into crochet, all right, you want to use a US size H, all right, or a 5 millimeter hook, and you will get 13 single crochets this way and 14 rows this way, approximately. Okay, remember that all this is determined by how much you put tension on it. All right, but we'll talk about tension later. Then these are your washing instructions, your care instructions. All right. And the fabric, where it's made, such as this is made in Canada. Okay, from 100% cotton. You see the cotton symbol and the UPC code. Okay, so that's how you read the label. Sometimes on the inside they give you more information, such as this one. Sometimes they will even include a free pattern. This one has a pattern for a granny square crochet dishcloth. All right, and I think that's all they give you. I don't think they give you any knitting instruction ones. And then they give it to you in French. Okay, so they give it to you in English and they give it to you in French. All right, I have trouble seeing this gray on the white, so what I would likely do is scan this in or write it out. So, yeah. Don't throw this away. This is very useful to have. I tend to keep them inside of here. Now, what you need to do first is you need to find the end of your yarn. Whoop, found that right away. And we're going to do a slip knot. Slip knots are fairly easy. If you know how to tie a knot, okay, you know how to tie a slip knot. The only difference is the part that you're going to put through isn't the tail, it's the rest of it. Okay, so hold the tail between your thumb and your finger. All right, and then pull this through and it'll make a little loop. And there you go. There's your slip knot. All right, this is what you're going to start with. Let's talk about some cast-ons. Now, there's the simple cast-on, which is where you simply take your yarn, you wrap it around your finger, you slide it in, and you want to pull this as close as you can to your slip knot. All right, and you just want to stitch those on that way. All right, and that's a real simple cast on. Okay, but you'll notice that it will turn. Then they have something that's called a long tail cast on. For that one, you wanna come up a ways. Okay, remember where your tail is. You want to make a slip knot in the middle of it. You want to slip this on. Now your tail end, you want to go around your thumb. This end, you go there, and you go under the tail end. Okay, and then you want to pull it around that, and then pull it through. Okay, this is called the long tail cast on. And this is the most common way to cast onto your knitting needle. Okay. But what I taught my girls how to do, because it teaches you off the bat how to do your stitches, is you make your slip knot, and then we're going to do a knitted cast on. All right. So I am right-handed, so I'm going to hold this needle in my left hand. Now I tend to wrap my yarn as if I'm going to crochet, because I was a crocheter a lot longer than I was a knitter. I did not start knitting until I was pregnant with my third child. So, you know what, I'm just going to wait. Okay, so here you have your yarn. Okay, you want to go in your yarn like this, front to back. Then you want to wrap the yarn that's coming off the ball, pull it through. Okay, then you want to put this back onto this needle, and then repeat it again. Okay, and you're going to do that all the way till the end, and this will make a nice knitted first row, and it is basically a first row. Okay, and you're going to do this all the way through until you get to where you get the length that you want. Now see, I hit. Okay, and then we're going to do, I'm going to show you another one, another cast on. This is called a cable cast on, where you go between the two stitches. Okay, this one gives a lot of stretch. I like to use this for anything like hats, gloves. Oh, come on now. You just want to go between the two stitches, hook that on. Now, come on. Okay, and then you pull it towards the front. And then again, you want to pull this to tighten it back up. You want to go between the 2 stitches. Okay, so now that I've shown you several different ways of doing a cast on, you can't, this is a really awkward angle for me. You can take and cast on, oh, let's do 50 cast-ons for tomorrow. Okay, so when you get, no, make it 30 cast-ons for tomorrow. Okay, you can either do the super simple one, you can do the long tail cast on, you can do the knitted cast on, or you can do the cable cast on. Whichever way you want to do it, go ahead and cast on 30 stitches. All right, and then if you're using a cable like this, when you're done, you just push it in the middle, and whichever end your yarn is hanging on, that always goes in this hand, unless you're starting a new row, then you're going to turn it. Okay, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.